So this episode of Insecure is called Hella LA and it's directed by Prentice Penny. I had to give my recap slash thoughts because this episode was wild. So first we see Issa. She shows up at Molly's house and she's mad pressed to go to this kiss and grind. Because I think she's trying to build her roster or whatever. And she mentions Felix and she shows a picture to Kelly. And Kelly's like a cat, like you trying to F a cat, which was hilarious. I feel like Kelly for me is probably my favorite character on the show. She's the funniest. She has the quick one-liners. She's kind of stole the episode from me too. Like this whole episode, she was hilarious. Like I'm hoping we see her. We've been seeing her more, but I hope we see her even more than that. So next we see Lawrence. Ugh, I'm so over Lawrence. Like he's been trashed since season 1. Last episode, like he's been trashed this whole season. Like you can't even argue with me. So he's getting ready to go with Chad, and he's going to the grocery store, gets stopped by a police officer. And then we see him, he like changes his music, you know, he's super nervous. I really appreciate them how realistic they made this police stop, because like as a black person or a person of color getting stopped by the police, like the way they showed it is exactly how we feel, like, and exactly what we do. And then the innuendo at the end when he was like, oh, we beat the shit out of you guys last year, and Lawrence replied like, yeah, that's how you know, like, Insecure is for the culture, it's for us, like, and it's like trying to make an impact. So then we pop back to the kissing grinds where Issa, Molly, and Kelly pop up. And they are going back to their table. They get to their table. Then Dro pops up. Hey, Dro. Dro is fine. He is fine. So then, you know, they get to their table. He makes the Destiny's Child reference, which was hilarious. And then I think we, like, go back to Lawrence in the grocery store where he meets those two girls. The blonde girl is definitely Stella from Lemonade Mouth. Now, if you're a 90s baby like me and you grew up on Disney, that's definitely Stella from Lemonade Mouth. I was super shocked. I was like, Stella from Lemonade Mouth? And let's be blunt here. Lawrence is a prostitute. Okay, that was an act of prostitution. Okay, they paid $46 for his drinks because he dropped his credit card, and then he goes and sleeps with them. That's what he gets. Like, Lawrence is not made to be out in these streets. He is not. He's just not. And then, like, I don't even want to talk about it. I had my TV up mad loud, and I was like, oh my God, I was like scrambling to turn it down. That whole scene was just, it was too much for me. And then I like how, like, Chad, I hate Chad, but I love Chad because he's hilarious. How he, like, you know, didn't really explain. Like, he explained to Chad what happened, but he didn't really, like, let on like he had a good time when he was really miserable. And then when we see him pulling off, like, he's sitting in front of Issa's apartment. Like, he clearly misses her. Like, he's not made for these streets at all. And I forgot, let's talk about Lawrence before he like went to the girl's apartment. That was super awkward too. Like, he has no game. And at the kiss and grind, we like go back to the kiss and grind. Issa spots Daniel. I don't know why she walked over there. Like, honestly, if it were me, I would have just acted like I didn't see him and went about my day. But she walked over there, making the same mistake she did in season 1 when she walked over to Daniel to talk to him. Mad awkward situation. But I was super surprised. Like, Daniel seems like he doesn't have any like hate in his heart or pettiness or like any malice. And like, I kind of feel like after this episode, like, maybe he did want to pursue something with Issa, like, and he just didn't go about it the right way, like in season 1 or whatever. I mean, I'm not excusing like what happened in season 1, but like, I'm like, maybe his feelings for her were kind of real. Like, Issa meets Felix, the dude like she was waiting to meet all day. And Felix rolls up and he's like, oh, is your hair, why your hair's different? Like, does your voice always sound like that? Like, sir, are you kidding me? And I like, it's so real because I feel like that's like a thing, like for African American or women of color. It's like, oh, is your hair always like that? Like, is it different? Like, have a seat. And then he ditched her in front of Daniel. That was hella embarrassing. But like, she kind of deserves it with all like the antics this season, you know. But I love Issa. I am like team Issa, but I don't support her cheating. So then we see Molly and Dro, and I was like, this is not gonna go well. Like, I could tell she was attracted to him, like, ever since the cupcake, when they were in the cupcake shot. So then they go do their dance battle, then slow motion comes on, and then he drops that open marriage bomb. Like, what is an open marriage? Y'all tell me. Like, no, that's not for me. If it's for you and that works for you, cool, but I don't think open marriages work, because I just feel like humans are jealous by nature, and that's going to end messy. And even if it is truly an open marriage, like, Molly is your friend, and she's friends with your wife. That's hella messy. I feel like that should be a number one rule in an open relationship. Like, no friends, because either, like, well, not either, because if you all sleep together, you're definitely going to ruin your friendship with Molly, and you're definitely going to ruin her friendship with Candace, and it's just like, why? Like, why? And I think I like the line where Dro was like, it's a lot of pressure to be everything to like one person. Or it was, I wrote it down, it's a lot of pressure to be all things to one person. Like, that line was hella deep, but I'm still like, I'm like Molly. I'm like, is anyone married like my parents anymore? Like, one, like, just you, just them, having a relationship, like no other people. And I honestly don't think Molly is built for an open relationship. Like, she's not that person. Even though like this season she's less pressed to be like in a relationship, I still feel like that's not gonna work, because one, Molly wants to get married and have kids, and clearly messing with Dro, she can't marry him and have kids. He's already married. Like, this situation, like, I want to see how it's going to play out. Like, I liked how, like, after they left and he texted her, like, want some company, she was like, you know, at first she was like, yes. And then she changed her answer. I was super proud of her. Because, you know, last season, I feel like Molly would have sent that yes text and she would have went and slept with Dro. I know that when Issa was like, when Molly dropped that open marriage bomb on Issa and Kelly and told them about Dro, and Issa was like, I thought that was some white people shit, I said, me too. I know a lot of other people did too, but again, like, this is why Insecure is such a good show, and it's like so good for the culture, because again, it's showing you like people of color are diverse. Like, we do a lot of things that people don't think we do. So we see they leave the kiss and grind to go meet Kelly's boo to get food. Shout out to Ron G. That was Kelly's boo. I haven't seen him in a long time, so I was really happy when he popped up in Insecure. He's hella funny as well. And then him and Kelly are talking, and then all of a sudden, like, Kelly just like starts like, she gets quiet, and then she starts wiggling around. And I think Issa for a second was like, wait, what? And then she realized what was going on. And then Daniel texted her like, yo, your girl's getting fingered at the table. And then she like takes her food and they like smile at each other, laugh at each other. You know, she takes her food and she sits down next to him. Like, so I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see where this Issa and Daniel thing goes, which kind of was like, while I was saying like, maybe like he really wants to have more with her. But I also, like, the sinister part of me is probably like, what if he's just trying to lure her back in and like smash her heart to a million pieces, like she did to him in like the last episode of season 1, or the second to last episode of season 1. So yeah, those are my thoughts. There's just so many bad decisions this episode. I'm just like, why? I think Molly made the one good decision where she didn't go and hang out with Dro. That was the only good decision. Every other decision in this episode was just hella trash. So those are my thoughts. If you tell me your favorite part of this episode, your favorite character, what are your thoughts on this season, and maybe I'll see y'all later.